Today I thought I'd give you a quick tour of some of the new features that we've added recently here at Replay Airsoft Arena. So if you haven't been here in a while, or if you're a brand new player and this is your first time coming here, this will give you a rough idea of what to expect when you first arrive. So let's get started with our walkthrough. When you first arrive at the arena, you'll enter through our main staging area. If you brought your own gun, we highly recommend, although we don't require it, that you have a gun case. If you don't have a gun case, then just bring it straight into the arena and don't hang out in the parking lot with uncased airsoft guns. One important rule that we have is that the guns be unloaded at all times while you are in the staging area. So until you actually enter the playing field, you need to keep the magazine out of the gun, keep the safety on, and keep your finger off the trigger. So there should never be a magazine in the gun while you are in the staging area or the hallway. You have to wait till you get onto the field. Of course, we have the famous iron throne here, which we add to on a regular basis. We've actually added quite a bit to it in the last year or so, and there's never any lack of junk guns to throw on it, so this thing is constantly growing. You'll notice several video screens throughout the staging area. Mostly we use these for doing our safety briefings, so if you're a first timer, you're going to need to sit through a safety briefing, which will take roughly 15 to 20 minutes depending on who is delivering the safety briefing, and that will get you through all of the basic rules for playing the game. We also have video feeds of the arena, so if you want to watch a live view of what's going on in the arena, you could do it from in here rather than having to go up into the observation area, which is also an option. If you want to go watch it in person, as long as you're wearing eye protection, you can go out and watch the games. You'll notice several of these filtering devices throughout the staging area. Since the COVID thing, we've been a little more concerned about cleanliness and that sort of thing, so we run probably about half a dozen of these things on a regular basis, and it keeps the air nice and clean in here. You'll notice several displays of guns throughout the facility. These are for everybody to enjoy, so if you would like to take one of the guns down and handle it, please ask one of our employees here and they'll assist you with getting the gun down. One of the newest things that we've added is our repair bench. And this is available to anybody that's here that feels comfortable to do their own work on their gun. If you need to make some minor adjustments or do some basic repairs, we provided you with just all the essential tools you need in order to get your gun back up and running. We also have on staff trained technicians, so if you need help, you're welcome to consult with them. Further on, we have all of the protective gear that is provided free of charge. We have them arranged by size, so everything from small to extra large is available, and they are laundered on a regular basis. So as soon as they're dirty, just put them in the dirty clothes barrel here and we will launder them before we put them back out. Same with the face masks, go in this bin, armbands go here. And all that stuff is cleaned before we put it out. So if you need additional protective gear, this is free of charge with your admission. We also provide things like knee pads, hats, gloves, shamags are all available free of charge if you need to get a little bit of the sting out of it. Right next to this area, we have our main sales counter. So if you need to purchase your admission, you can do it here. Once you've paid your admission, you'll receive the wristband for whatever the color of the day is. You notice we do have security coverage of the whole facility for everyone's safety. If you haven't been here before, you'll need to fill out a waiver, which you can do online at our website at replayairsoft.com, or you could just do it here. Once you've filled out a waiver, you don't have to do it again. So that's only something you have to do the very first time you come to the arena. We also have our snack bar here. So if you need some basic refreshments, we have all kinds of prepackaged snacks as well as soft drinks and ice cream. On the other side of the room, we have our main retail area and our rental wall. Guns, ammunition, chargers, any kind of accessories are all available here. If you need tactical gear, we have just about everything you need. Vests, gloves, shamags, face masks are all available as well. So if you brought your own gun, you'll need to have your gun chronographed. All guns need to be shot through a chronograph so that we can test its velocity and make sure that it's a safe level for everyone to use here. And you'll get a special holographic marker on the gun so that we can identify it. If you're brand new to Airsoft, it's pretty likely you won't have your own gun, so you'll need to do some renting. We have 3 levels of rental guns that are available. We have our standard rentals, which are just basic M4 variants that range from the standard M4A1 design to rail integrated systems to Mark 18s to CQB model. So there's a pretty vast range of basic rentals that are available. If you want to step up from there, we have our level 2 rentals, which have improved triggers. These use an ETU MOSFET, which give them improved trigger response. They also include holographic sights, and most of them also include flashlights. If you want to step up to our top of the line, you can go for our level 3 rentals, which are greatly improved M4 variants that we've constructed specifically for playing in this environment. These have 13-to-1 gears, MOSFET ETUs in them. They have 35K motors, 11.1 volt LiPo batteries, and they also include tracer units and unlimited tracer refills. So if you want to step up to top of the line, we do have quite a few of these available at this point. One thing that's important to know is that we provide full face protection free of charge to all of our players. So if you don't have your own mask, we will provide one for you at no additional cost. We've upgraded all of our masks to full thermal lenses, so these resist fogging a lot better than the old-fashioned single-ply lenses. Now, if you're under 18, you have to wear full face protection. You cannot go out there with just goggles or the 2-piece goggle mesh. There's just too many gaps in the armor. We just don't allow it. You have to wear full face protection. If you're over 18, you can take your chances and use your own discretion, but we would strenuously warn you to please cover up with the full face protection, unless, of course, you've got a really good relationship with your dentist and you don't mind having your teeth replaced on a regular basis. From our main staging area, if we proceed down the hallway, you'll notice that there is additional staging in this area. So if you need a little more room to spread out, feel free to move on into this area. We do have additional displays here and there, so if you want to take a minute to check out some of the guns, just ask somebody if you want to have one of the guns taken down so that you can handle them. This is the main entrance to the playing field. This is where you're going to go through to actually join the games. You'll notice that there is a beacon above the door. If you see that beacon lit, that means you cannot enter at this time. You have to wait till the end of the game in order to proceed in. Although we do have another option, and I will go over that in just a minute. If we go a little further down, you'll notice our restroom is right here, which is available anytime if you need to use the facilities. A little further down the hallway, we have a brand new feature that we've just added, which is our new VIP room. So if you have a larger group and you want to book out a separate room for your event, you're welcome to book this room out. Just call in advance and we'll set it up for you. We do have a pretty vast display of guns that are up on the wall. We also have video feeds of the field, so if you want to watch multiple camera angles of the field, you can do it from this area. We've got additional party supplies set up here for you, so if you need utensils or plates, we've got your own refrigerator, so if you want to put your refreshments in there, you're welcome to do that. So this is a private area that is available for booking during regular business hours.
Next round in 1 minute.
So between games, you'll head back into the staging area, which will give you a chance to get a quick breather and reload and get ready for the next game to start. There'll be an automated countdown on the PA system, so you'll know how much time you've got left before the next game begins, at which time you can head down the hallway and enter the arena. And we're going to show you the best way to head up and get ready for the next game.
All players report to the arena. All players report to the arena.
So this area here is where everybody gathers before the next round begins. It gives you a chance for the ref to come up and balance teams and figure out how many players we've got for the next game. You'll be issued a armband so you can tell which team you're on, and the ref will just sort of monitor things to see, you know, how well the teams are balanced out, and they may change players from side to side depending on how the balance is holding up. At the top of the stairs to the right, we have our ref tower, which is normally off limits to spectators, but we'll give you a quick walkthrough so you can see what to expect from up here. We do have sound reinforcement equipment for music playback and special effects. We do have lighting controllers where we can change different aspects of the special effects lights and the fog machines and that sort of thing. And we can change the lighting environments just to give you a more dynamic difference between one game to another. You notice the ref has a pretty good view of the field from up here so he can keep everybody safe, but we'd also have closed circuit video from up here as well so they can see just about every nook and cranny and make sure that everybody is playing by the rules and staying safe. If you proceed straight ahead past the ref tower, it will put you into our observation deck. You can see we've got seating set up here, so you're welcome to come on up and watch the games firsthand from an elevated area. Gives you a pretty good view of the field, and you can see everything that's going on firsthand. The one thing that we do ask is that you keep your eye protection on at all times. Even if nobody is out here, even if nobody's shooting, even if it's between games, doesn't matter. Keep your eye protection on until you exit the playing field. Otherwise, we will ask you to leave because we do not want to see anybody get hurt. From our observation area, if you proceed through the gate, that will put you out onto the actual playing field, which on the upper deck up here, this is our speed soft field, which is not a full-size field. This is sort of a mini speed soft field, but it's enough room. It's about 1,200 square feet. It's enough room to do one-on-ones or two-on-twos, and it also doubles as part of the playing field. During games when we're using the lower field, we can sometimes integrate the upper field as well. You'll notice down at the far end, there is also an upper deck so that both sides have an elevated field to play from. So this is sort of a multi-purpose kind of thing. If you proceed to the other end of the speed soft field, you'll notice an additional elevated platform that juts out a little bit further into the arena and gives you an additional vantage point for doing some sniping. Both this area as well as the speed soft field will be in play for some games and not for others, so you have to pay attention at the beginning of the game and the ref will clue you in as to whether the upper decks are in play or not. Overall, you can get a pretty good look at the field from up here. The field is over 6,000 square feet. One of the great things about Replay Airsoft Arena is the field is always changing. Once a month, we'll come in here and completely tear apart the field and rearrange all of the obstacles so that it'll be a fresh layout for you. So whether you've been here 100 times or if this is your first time, it'll be a brand new experience for you every time you come down. One of the main features of the field are the 3 kill houses, which are out on the field. They are clearly labeled as kill houses and numbered 1, 2, and 3. And for certain games, there'll be different objectives that'll be located within the kill houses. From here, we can get a look at the rest of the field. You'll notice that there are 2 ramps leading up to the upper deck here, so you can go up either ramp to get onto the second level. One thing that's important to note is that when playing the games, you always have to begin down here on the concrete. When the round begins, then you can run up into the second level. The respawns have been newly repainted. There was always a little bit of confusion with just all the action going on. Some people were not sure where the respawns are, so now we have painted them bright orange, so just about everybody should not have a hard time trying to figure out where the respawns are located. One of the new features that we've added recently are these movable walls in which the referees will come down between games and either open or close these walls to create pinch points and close off certain areas, or open it up and give you access points where you can come through. So from game to game, the field is able to change and give you a more dynamic environment to play in. Another factor that keeps the field fairly dynamic are these new windows that we've added into some of the obstacles, which allow the ref between rounds to come out and change the dynamics of the field this way. Although we do ask that the players don't manipulate the windows, just leave the field set up however it is when you got here. And also, although these walls are movable, they are bolted to the floor, so do yourself a favor and don't slam into the walls because the walls are not going anywhere. A new game type that we've added recently is one that we call Blackout, which includes 6 of these stations throughout the arena, which have 2 switches, one blue, one red, which light up the lights in this panel and also the lights at the top of the pole so the ref can see whether your team has lit your lights and turned off the enemy's lights. The object is pretty simple. Just simply light up all of your team's lights while turning out all of the enemy's lights. First one to do that wins this game. From inside of the kill house, you could see the flag game that we've got set up. There are actually 3 of these poles throughout the arena, 1 in each kill house. The object of these games is simply lower the enemy's flag while raising your flag, and the team that raises all of their flags first wins that game. There's also another variation of this game where the teams will fight to see who can keep all of their flags raised the longest. Another very popular game that we have is the bomb game, which involves this simulated bomb. Essentially, we'll have 2 teams. One team is the attacking team, which are trying to get in here and detonate the bomb, while the opposing team is trying to deactivate or stop the other team from activating the bomb. The round is 5 minutes long. If you can keep the team from blowing up the bomb, you win. If the attacking team can detonate the bomb, then they win. Pretty straightforward. On the south side of the field, there is an additional elevated platform with ramps leading up to it. So both sides of the field, both the north and the south side, have an elevated platform so you can station snipers up here for doing a little bit of suppressive fire. Our procedure for exiting the field at the end of the game is that you proceed to the exit door and wait for the ref to come down to inspect all guns before you go through the exit. So wait here, the ref will come down, have you fire the gun in a safe direction, clear the magazine, put the gun on safe, and then you can proceed through the exit. So that's the basics on Replay Airsoft Arena. Keep in mind that we do have special events here on a regular basis, so it's a good idea to follow us on any of the major social media platforms, including YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. We have a presence on all of them, and you can stay up to date on any special events coming up in the near future. Of course, you can also visit our website at replayairsoft.com to get a little more information, or just come on down during one of the days where we're open for regular business, and we'll be glad to give you a tour or have you just join in and play a little bit of airsoft. So thanks for joining us, and until the next time, don't let the bastards get you down.